Oh my goodness! That was the point of this story.
Whether it was the country club or the
point of this
unhoused.
story was for you to brag that people know who you are because you drive a truck around with the license plate Rutledge.
Yep. People like me.
You're a dork.
Yep. Country club to the unhoused.
What a way to start this.
I reach all people.
People like me.
Yeah. That was the point.
Like me.
Hey, even the homeless like me.
Yes.
I'm Jim Rutledge.
Hey, the unhoused,
Exactly.
unhoused, man.
Yes.
You got to go. Hey, if Jim can stick with the
You're right.
phrases,
You're
right.
Strofe, look, we got to hold the fort
Well,
down, man.
I hope he's okay. That's a interesting way to kick off the week, Jimmy.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a funny story, and I thought I'd start by sharing that story.
I knew we were going down that path when he kept mentioning he was looking at the license plate. I was like, oh, Jim got recognized in public again.
But it was just the way it was, though. It was just more of like.
Pablo, I imagine being in TV, you get recognized a lot in public.
Yeah.
Do you?
I was just about to ask, what was your weirdest situation? I mean, I guess I can answer my own question, too.
Yeah.
Nothing weird has happened here in Madison, but I remember in Peoria when I was working at my last market, it was similar to the Princeton Club kind of thing in Peoria. I had a gym membership there. I can't remember if I was walking in or out of the locker room, but it was the same situation. That person was going the opposite direction. We were just crossing paths. And the only thing I remember is this older guy looks at me and he's like, "Yeah, sports!" Just gives me a high five. That's it.
I love that.
Didn't say anything else. That's how he remembered. He
that's,
just knew.
That's the best interaction ever. Yes, sports.
It just like gives the high five.
Let's go.
And I think Alex and I would be more recognized. Now, I will tell you this. TV is another level. Because anytime I do TV, like every once in a while, I'll pop on and talk some sports. I get a million text messages and Facebook messages from people being like, "Hey, I saw you on TV. You did great." I'm like, it was like 3 minutes, but thank you. That's actually super easy. They tell you the questions ahead of time, and they're like, just answer it within 30 seconds. That's all we need. So that's actually pretty simple. I would say, and Alex, you can share yours, but I was at a bowling alley once, and I was there with the family, went to go pay for something, and I placed the order, and the lady behind the counter, when I went to pay, she like ran the card. She goes, "I thought that was you." And it was from my voice, from the ordering of it. Knew it was the voice from Rutledge and Hamilton. That was when we were on 2 to 4. Ooh. So that was probably the time I was like, wow, my voice was enough that then when they looked at the card, they're like, yeah, that is you from there.
People like me.
The strangest one for me. One more time, Ryan, please. One more time.
Metro Kia of Madison hoy.
They even recognize you
from your AI Spanish commercial.
Yes.
Oh man, all time great. I was in a sub shop once. I walked in. I hadn't said a word yet, and somebody goes, "Are you Alex Strofe?" And this is before we really did a lot of the video streaming. So I'm like, "How the hell do you know what I look like?" Yeah. Turns out it was J.R. on the Prayer, who's a big fan of the show and the station. But when I had not said a word yet, that one took me off guard.
Yeah,
I was afraid I was getting arrested or something.
Served a warrant.
IRS is there, right?
Yeah. You are? I got
people
this
just
piece
coming
of
from the
for you.
corners. There's like just SWAT cars all over.
Alex Strofe, you've been served.
Right?
No
Yes.
idea. Irrelevant.
There it is.
So
Got
the
him.
two of you had a heck of a weekend with some like real like Wisconsin-esque celebrities, at least this weekend, with all the high school kids playing ball. A lot of talented players. I wanted to bring you both on. Obviously, your work with WKW, you did a lot with ESPN Madison, the whole team here at ESPN Madison, a great job. I wanted you just to kind of showcase, because it was a hell of a weekend. Every time I opened up Twitter, there was something weird going on. 4 overtimes and big shot after big shot. So I'll let both of you kind of just spread the love for the kids this weekend.
I really wish I was there for the quadruple overtime game. That was just crazy to see on social media. But, I mean, credits to the D3s, D4, D5 games that we, at least from our station, we had local teams included. The Division 3 and 4 games, I mean, Mineral Point, I feel like just watching these high school games, I've just never been on the edge of my seat. I mean, these are exciting teams that made it to state, but especially Mineral Point, the way that I think it was their semifinal game, they were down 7 points with 25 seconds to go. People were walking out.
I turned it off. I was at home for that one, yeah.
It was crazy. So, and I'm just thinking, actually, and it's really funny at that time, too, side note, that was when Keenan Allen was announced. That was when the Keenan Allen trade went
That's what
down.
brought me to Twitter, and then I was like, oh, look at all this other stuff going on.
Yeah, well, it was funny because, we're just chopping it up a little bit, just making sure we stay on, courtside just to get some video because it's like, oh, this is probably their last game of the season. All of a sudden, one kid hits a 3, it's a 4-point game, and then all of a sudden they just swarm the inbound pass, bat it down, and then they put the layup, and it's a 2-point game. It's like, what the heck's happening? And then they force a 5-second violation after another timeout, and they just go for the throat and hit this play off the inbound for the game-winning three in the semifinal, and then it almost happened on the flip side for them. But then missed three, goes over the rim, and just a putback to win the state championship. I mean, the Mineral Point run in itself was already crazy. Lakeside Lutheran getting a buzzer beater too. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just game after game. It just felt intense.
Almost every game in the semifinals felt like it was decided by a buzzer beater or a last-second shot, right? And to go back to the quadruple overtime game on Friday night between Neenah and Arrowhead, I'm going to do a Rutledge-esque humble brag here and say thank you to our friends at the Madison Area Sports Commission, Jamie and his team, for inviting me to their suite. I was sitting with them in a suite. I couldn't stay seated.
Wasn't someone else invited and you got the leftover tickets?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
It was actually the order of
On that
events,
note, though, Chris from Manitowoc Waters chimes in 8 minutes into the show, and we're finally talking sports. Love you guys, despite your egos. So, let's go.
Yeah, you guys have some egos, man. You guys have
me and Jim. Yeah, we do.
Everybody's ego takes a shot.
I mean, of ESPN Madison, Jim and I have the largest egos for sure. But anyway, I was sitting in this, and it was just an electric atmosphere. Everybody was on their feet, back and forth, overtime, possessions. It sparked the debate of whether or not there needs to be a shot clock. That game wouldn't have gone to 4 overtimes with the shot clock, and it was unbelievable. I think 99-95 was the final of that one, and Arrowhead ultimately falls. It fell in the state championship game the next night. But yeah, I mean, it was a terrific couple of days at the Kohl Center. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year every year, and this year it provided more than any other one I've been a part of.
I think it was super cool too with the Division IV Mineral Point game. While that was happening, that was when the Badgers were in overtime or had the second half comeback against Purdue in the semifinal too. And it was cool because right before he walked off the court, Eli Lindsay, who's a younger brother of Isaac, just happened to pull him over to the side because they won state just minutes after the Badgers pulled off the upset. So it was super crazy. And he was just like super excited, stoked. He's like, let's go. The Lindsay boys are winners here. So, that was just a fun moment. That was just super cool to just get to pull him aside, let him know, hey, the guys just pulled off the upset. How do you feel about this?
Speaking of Pablo being what would we call you? Probably a B-list celebrity locally?
Well, let's go with that. Why not?
Okay, B-list celebrity locally.
Very kind of you.
And I don't know
B-list.
if it was him being recognized or just kids being kids, but I was up in our broadcast booth on the second level for the Division III game, and I saw Pablo walking the baseline in front of one of the student sections to go shoot for WKOW. And Pablo, you gave every kid in the front row knucks. Do you remember this happening?
Oh my
Because I watched this happen. As you were walking past this fan section, every one of them wanted to give you knucks because you're such a big deal. And I caught that from afar, and I forgot to ask you about it. What happened there?
I think that was it, which game again was it?
I think it was the Division III state championship game.
Yeah, so that was Lakeside Lutheran. They are a fun student section bunch. I went to their sectional final game.
Nice.
That was at Wisconsin Dells, and they packed that place. That was an electric game, too. They're just a group that just travels together. I always love it when there are good student sections that they just eat up the camera. I always go to them. So in our side, it's an establisher shot. Before we go into the highlights, we always just try to, rile the crowd up, just get something that's like, set the scene basically. And it's typically the student section whenever I get a chance. I'm like, oh, they're wild. They're having a good time. So let's get a camera on them. And they knew who I was because I was wearing a 27 polo at the time. So they're like, all right, we're going to watch WKOW. We're going to watch 27. And then they remembered me from that game.
You should just rebrand this show a bunch of famous dudes.
Yes, absolutely. And Hamilton being the least famous of them all.
No doubt.
I do want...
Who is that guy again?
Right, yeah.
The guy I'm filling in for? What, who?
Yeah, he's not here very much.
No idea.
The guy who never actually does the show. So you're on a long list of people who fill in. It's basically Rutledge and Friends at this point. I do want to get to the Badgers this week, and Alex, if you can hang one more segment, that'd be great. But I do want to ask this other question as we go to break here. So I was at a bar today, just having water, but I was having some lunch because I had worked out at Carbon World Health. And first, let me tell you, that kicked my ass in the best way possible. I needed it on a Monday, and they do such a good work of like a little bit of plyo, a little bit of cross-training, a little bit of heavy weight training, and it's just a great way to start the day, burning like 600-700 calories. But whether it's semaglutide, whether it's hormone optimization, whether it's the actual gym over there, the best way to figure out what's right for you at Carbon World Health is to sign up for the 6-week experience at Carbon World Health and go see how Dr. Nestor Rodriguez can help you reach your fitness goals. But so I went to this bar afterwards, get some lunch, and I was sitting there and I heard this guy. Two guys must be new to working together because one of them's like, "How old are you?" He's like, "Are you almost 40?" He's like, "Well, I'm 39 years old." And then I don't know exactly. I heard that part of it, and then I kind of tuned back in when I don't know what they were talking about. But the guy just turns to his friend and said, "I didn't go to the dentist for over 10 years, but now my wife makes me go." So it got me thinking. And look, full disclosure, as a single guy, I wasn't the best at going to the dentist either. It doesn't really pop into your head to go to the dentist. So I wanted to ask this question, 844-770-3776. I want to ask you, how often do you go to the dentist? Once a year, twice a year, or essentially never? 844-770-3776. Do you guys want to share before we go to break here?
My mom was definitely the person. I do know I need to go to the dentist, so I guess if anything, maybe I'm in the minority-ish of knowing that I should be going.
Yeah.
I just need to, and I was just even saying this too. I have it right here. I have the tabs of primary care physicians that I need to call and try to schedule an appointment with. It's always on the radar. I just haven't done it. So I mean, I haven't gone, but I need to do it.
I'm with you, Pablo. It's been probably pre-pandemic the last time I went to the dentist. It's been a few years.
Maddie, who's sitting in here, our social media queen, eyes just popped out of her head on that one.
Yeah, well, the last time she went to the dentist was because she chipped her tooth. So she's been more recent than all of us, I would assume.
It's every 6 months, right? Isn't it supposed to be?
Every 6,
Yeah. Well,
at least I know that.
When's the last time you went?
Probably about a year and a half or so.
Okay, so you're doing better than me at least.
Well, because the other part of it is now I go every 6 months. One, I have the kids, I take them, but two, like I pay for it. Like it's part of our insurance. It's like if I go every 6 months, it basically pays for itself. Like the amount I have to pay for insurance, it just pays for itself.
When you were a single guy, though, and I know that was a while ago, right? You've been with your wife how long? Over 15 years, right?
Right around 15,
Yeah. Did you go twice a year?
No, she's the one that pointed it out to me. And when she said it, it was like, I know I should go to the dentist. It just never really crossed my mind. And to be fair, now at that point, I was working for Good Karma. I don't think we had any dental coverage going on. So, like, it was going to be out of pocket.
Talk about a glow up.
Right? I know. So, I feel like it was like $100 when you're fresh, like, new to the job. And, like, I met her within, like, a year and a half of working here. So, like, when you're new to the job and you're doing all, like, it was also an expense. And it's just, like, going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned was not high on the list, but it probably should have been, because as Maddie Hayes, when I told her this story off air, she had said, who wants to kiss boys who don't go to the dentist? Like, your mouth probably gets pretty gross at some point.
I feel like I take pretty good care of myself.
No matter how well you take care of your teeth brushing them.
And I'm a great kisser, so everything works out. It's all a wash.
There are some, wow, I've really walked into some egos here.
Yeah, right? If anyone wants to call in and disagree with Alex on his statement that he's a great kisser, you can. 844-770-3776. If you want to.
Is Alex a good kisser? That's the poll question of the
man,
day.
he's been out and about in the town. Who knows? Maybe someone wants to chime in. 844-770-3776. You put it out there. You put it out there.
We should make them anonymous too, like just change their voice.
You're the one that took the stance on it. We'll talk about the Badgers on the other side. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I'm Gina Della from Pella. Pella's free in-home consultations make replacing or redesigning your windows and doors easy. We go beyond just measuring and handing you a quote by listening and educating you on all of your product options. And with DesignWorks, you can see what your home will look like before you buy. Order by March 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Set your free consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Congratulations to the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the Badger Club Burger Bracket. We counted it down from 64 area restaurants all the way to one, thanks to over 1,200 of you for voting. We'll be celebrating Wednesday, March 20th at the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie with a live broadcast of Mr. Irrelevant with me and Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn. Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the inaugural Badger Club Burger Bracket.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare, with on-site repair. so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
The madness is back, and so is your chance of proving your hoops knowledge. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. Fill out a bracket, earn the most points at the end of the tourney, and get a $1,000 gift card to Cousin Subs. Start getting your scouting reports done now before the bracket is set, and get ready to fill one out on the ESPN Tournament Challenge app or on ESPN.com. It's the ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge, presented by Cousin Subs. Visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com for full rules and details.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Carbon World Health.
People lighten up the talking text line 844-770-3776. With
lighten it up because they like you.
They do like me.
It's because they like you, Jim.
Also, on a side note, as we have Pablo Iglesias, WKOW, Alex Strofe, and me, Jim Rutledge, live from the Everlight Solar Studio. And one thing I will say is I had never heard, and I don't think I like it, the term Nux.
Nux?
Yeah,
Nux.
I had not heard Nux before.
What do you call this?
I don't fist bump.
Oh, okay. Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So Nux is new. I don't know if I'll add it, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable.
But I'll tell you what, I didn't think I'd ever use the term unhoused, and then it just came out. So I don't, it's just going to be.
Well, it's like when we said shiggles on Saturday, right?
Shiggles, yeah.
Do you remember
I learned that one.
What is that?
S and giggles.
Okay. All right.
It's a combo, so that way you can say it on the radio.
That is FCC approved.
Okay.
I don't know if I can say that. I shouldn't have done it again, but here we are doing it again.
That's right. Matt used to think you could say shiggles as two separate words.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't say that? Matt Hamilton.
No, you cannot.
That's right. I forgot about that, Jim.
I also hosted with Tarek Saleh, former Badger, all-time leader in Sacks UW history. Thought it was okay if you just spelled the swear on the air.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one,
That was also new. I like to think that most of our audience can spell.
We work with idiots.
Yes. So Chris from Manitowoc Waters chimes in. 2-day hangover equals good kisser. You learn something new every day. Jeremiah Madison chimes in. You guys are extra today who have had way too much coffee. Eric and Madison chimes in 6 months now for his dentist side of things. Before he had insurance only for emergencies. Insurance is a big part of it.
It is.
Honestly, if you have insurance, what are you doing not going? You're just paying for something you're not using. Tim in Oregon chimes in. Jim, now that I'm old, I go to the dentist when my 50-year-old fillings break. Old crowns now are $1,500 a pop.
Oh.
Take care of your teeth over hell or hell water. Take care of your teeth. We have hard well water. In Oregon has fluoridated water. We are good, but I don't drink the water.
Fluoride.
But I don't drink the water. You should look into what, not to be one of those weirdos, you should look what fluoride is made out of.
Not to be
Jim, yes.
No, that's
Not
fact.
to be this guy, but I'm about to be this guy.
But like the fluoride one is real. Like it's not like a conspiracy. It's a real thing.
Conspiracy, Jim.
So on this other part of it here, David Dayfield chimes in. Hey, Alex, when you're kissing, does the mirror fog up?
Got him.
Quite bad, yes.
And
actually, hold on. I have a story on that.
And then Sadler has a dare for you.
You have a story on this too?
So, no, it just shows you how much of a D-bag I could be. So, you guys all have Facebook, right? You know Facebook memories.
Yeah.
And Pablo, we're similar age, so you probably sometimes have one from like 15 years pop up, and you're like, I really posted that on the internet.
I'm going to see what my Facebook memory is.
But I had
today.
one pop
This is a
up
dangerous
yesterday from, I think, like 14 years ago, so I would have been 11.
Yeah.
I'm not even supposed to have a Facebook. And it said, that awkward moment when you hug someone really sexy and the mirror gets in the way. That came up yesterday, so that's what that reminded me of.
Oh, these are some good memories.
Goodness. I thought mine were bad. I delete them. When they pop up,
I do
I'll be
too.
like,
The cringe
I kept
ones.
that one, though. I kept that one.
I had a problem. Basically, I kind of thought Facebook and Twitter were interchangeable. It's like,
Oh, so you posted too much?
well, I post like things on Facebook. I'm like, this is like a tweet. Why is this on Facebook? Like, why would I put this on Facebook?
Pressure.
Now I just put pictures. I don't even think I write words on Facebook.
Not much, no. You
Yeah,
don't.
and then Sadler.
Yeah.
Meat sauce a good kisser? Prove it. I dare you to kiss a cow at the Ford Madison game.
Yeah, do it.
Bessie.
Is it still Lionel Bessie or whatever?
Lionel and Bessie, yeah.
Yeah.
They had Rose Cowbell as well.
Rose Cowbell.
I think that
That's
might be
it.
the new one.
Ooh, I'd give Rose a smoochie.
There you go.
As long as she consents.
Move. Okay. All right.
My most cringe.
Fine, I'll do it.
That's Alex is used to that. All right.
In 2014, according
Be
to my
more into it
Facebook
if you brush your
memories,
teeth.
I picked Creighton to go to the Final Four and win it all. And I said that because I remember this day distinctly. I was with my friends in downtown Chicago, and we were eating at. You guys ever been to a Tilted Kilt?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was a
great day, yeah.
So we went to Tilted Kilt. I don't know if it's still there in downtown Chicago, but we were there.
I remember
And-
this day distinctly.
Tilted Kilt is a
The
day you'll
first time
remember.
I saw a girl in a plaid skirt was a big day for me.
Hey, well, no, I went to Catholic school my entire life, so plaid skirts were all right. But anyway,
But they weren't serving chicken wings.
they were not. No. So I just remember, I think, and it's like a similar situation of kind of what we do as like a TV station. We'll go to like a bar or something like that, or be around an area to get like, man on the street sound. So
Yeah.
they were probably doing the same thing for March Madness and asking people what their brackets were. And I went confidently on television. I'm like, Creighton is going all the way.
Is that,
Doug McDermott.
Mc-
That was,
yeah,
that
Dougie
was
Buckets?
Dougie
Yeah.
McBuckets here.
Yeah.
And I
They
didn't
weren't
even-
serving chicken wings.
we
Can
really
you just
are extra.
imagine? You've got little Susie in Catholic school walking down the hallway
This
with
is
her
terrible.
Bible
What have
and
I
some
done?
chicken wings.
What have I done?
It might. I'm
Glad
not
I
gonna
forgot to tell my parents to listen on for this episode today. They were here.
They were here on Saturday when we did our show from 9 to 11 on Saturday
Yes.
morning. We had a live studio audience.
Lovely.
I was cracking up Pablo Sr. by making fun of Pablo Jr. It was a great time.
It was a
That's
great.
usually the way to dad's heart is to make fun of their sons. Yeah,
It was
in
a
a
good
good-natured way. Yeah.
I've never seen Strofe break like that. He we've said some stuff, and I've never seen him break like that. That was good.
Our first
Monday.
Our first poll question was asking how often do you go to the dentist? After me hearing a guy at the bar say he didn't go for 10 years, but now his wife makes him go, which again, just goes back, and I say this as a guy, we really are stupid sometimes. Like a woman had to be like, hey, maybe you should get your teeth cleaned. It's been a decade. Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Probably not the best
Maybe I
idea.
want to have teeth when I'm older. Yeah. Ronnie the Key says he goes when he has pain. Right now, 63% of people say twice a year, 13% of people say never, 25% of people say once a year.
So 1 in less than 10 people don't go to the dentist, so I'm not that alone.
Yeah, I feel like at a bare minimum, even if you don't have insurance, like once a year, like when you go in, like when I went in, it's not gonna be fun.
Right.
The first time you go, when you haven't gone for a long while and they have to clean your teeth, they're gonna get out like a power sander.
They're gonna tell you they're like, you don't floss that, but you have gingivitis, don't you? It's like, when was the last time we did the dentist?
Right.
2 years.
Right.
It's been 14 years.
No, but it's
what is a
you'll
dentist?
probably be fine, right? What? You'll probably be fine on like the disease side of things. It's more of like you're gonna be cracking, like they're gonna be like digging at your teeth forever.
Hey, Alex, happy to report you have 87 different cavities.
Right. And gingivitis.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, but
Just ignore the problem. It doesn't exist. That's my key to life.
All right, we just blew off that whole segment. Can you stay to talk Badgers next segment, or you gotta go?
No, I can do one more, and then I'll be back with you at 5:45.
Yeah, I got Great Day in Huddle, so we'll do that. I'll ask this going to break though. So, the Badgers are a team that have been incredibly hot and cold this year, and actually, I have a big red flag that Max Klesman's like, we got our swagger back. I don't know. Maybe you should have had it when you were playing these trash Big Ten teams at home throughout the year. So, like, the fact that they lost their swagger,
judgmental Jim,
really concerns me. Like, I think they're a soft mental team. So, the question I have here is, what is more likely? And we'll answer this on the other side, but we're going to post this now. What is more likely? The Badgers lose their first game, or they go to the Elite Eight? This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Watch every show live and for free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like Dive Inn, Hooterville Inn, Utica Bar, and Brothers 3 Bar and Grill.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2024 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for details and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires April 1st, 2024. Stop in and test drive today. Check out our website to see our current electric vehicle inventory and our monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins and ends at Zimbrick Audi of Madison, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? when you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls here from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Nortman, and I gotta tell you about one of my new favorite ways to watch games with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. A pick'em fantasy game where you can win real money. It's easy to find in your app store and even easier to use. Here's how it works. Pick 2 to 5 players from at least 2 different teams, then select higher or lower on those players' stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Yeah, it is that easy. Especially with the hoop season hitting high gear, you know I'm watching every game with the Underdog Fantasy app. So right now, head to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up using promo code KBN. Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Plus, they'll give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry. That's promo code KBN. Join me and get the Underdog Fantasy app so that you can enhance your game watching experience just like me. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
You know, you can listen to my facial hair on Monday. I don't know what. See, this is where it's just going from one thing to the next. But no, it's always funny.
You're good at this radio thing.
Yeah. Hey, what can I say? Hey, thank you. That's what I was looking for, though.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I wanted that from you.
When you walk out of here, let me know if your dad says that to you, because I think he might be disappointed.
There's so much cold open sound outside of me picking the Badgers over Purdue. Where it's just roast left and right with this cold open.
We did agree on that. We both picked them to beat Purdue.
You asked me point blank. You said you told me plus 7.5 was the spread, and I'm like, book it right there. Where's that cold open? Where's my Nostradamus pick here? I don't know.
That audio was not saved by Riley Elk. You guys got. I'm putting that one on him.
He's
still Mr. Reliable to me, though.
Ryan Wollersheim, Pablo Iglesias, WKOW, Jim Rutledge with you alongside Alex Stroh. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. And I asked the question going to break, what is more likely, the Badgers losing to James Madison in the first round, or them going to the Elite Eight? I think this is a good question. I do want to from ESPN's Tournament Challenge. This is why I think fans are automatically worried about this game. JMU shocked college hoops world opening night by winning at Michigan State.
Yep.
But it was foreshadowing the rest of the season as the Dukes rattled off multiple win streaks of 13-plus games and entered the tournament 31-3. That reminds me a lot of my FAU Owls from last year. No team in D1 earned more victories. JMU pushes the pace, is aggressive on defense, and holds opponents to an absurdly low 29% shooting from beyond the arc. The Dukes are dangerous. If you're going to tell me a team that could give the Badgers a world of hurt, it's this team. And here's the difference between the Badgers now and in years past. They no longer, like when a few years ago, especially when Bo was here, they just had better players. And now I think there's good coaching. I think JMU, athletically and overall basketball ability-wise, is closer than Wisconsin. We just saw this last year with FAU. JMU could be the next FAU and make a run, and that's a bad matchup right there for the Badgers. And one more thing, I want to give a shout out to a former ESPN Madison intern, Charlie Fryer, said this, and I sent this to you.
Yeah, you did.
He said this on X on Friday. Anyone who doubted Greg Gard would rip off 2 job-saving March wins simply doesn't understand the universal equilibrium of Greg Gard. He will now probably beat Purdue, then lose the title game by 2 to 4 points, and then lose in the first week in the NCAA tournament. Because that is chalk. That is chalk for the Badgers, who have not gone to Sweet 16 since 2017.
Yeah, it's been a minute for Greg Gard and company, but I do feel good about where this group is at, Jim, right? Like, I think this Big Ten tournament run for them was really important and really impressive. Obviously, you want to be playing your best ball in March, and it seems like Greg Gard has this group doing just that. So that's an important sign. When it comes to James Madison, look, they haven't played anybody, right? They had the win on opening night against Michigan State, and then they were ranked for a minute there. I think they peaked at number 19 in the country at the beginning of January. But they lost to Southern Mississippi, who hasn't been relevant in anything since Brett Favre was there. Mm-hmm. And then Appalachian State they lost to as well, who didn't make the tournament. So I I don't know how much stock I put into James Madison. They can score the ball, but they play in a bad conference, obviously a one-bid conference. I really don't worry that much about the opening round. The second round I do because it'd be likely a matchup with Duke. And then the Sweet 16, if they get past Duke in the second round to the second weekend for the first time since 2017, they'd play the second overall team in the country. That's Houston. So to answer your question, which I don't like, it's more likely they lose to James Madison than get to the Elite Eight. However, if you asked, is it more likely they lose to James Madison or get to the second weekend, I would say the second weekend.
Call it what you will. I just feel like that this weekend proved that they could hang with the nation's best. Because
That's a good point.
Let's look at it this way. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's cool to see that they made it back into the top 25. It does not matter at this point by any means. Nobody's going to care what you are in the AP poll the rest of the way from here. But you look at it, it is taking down the top seed in Purdue, but that was also number 3 Purdue, with who owns one of the top seeds in the nation now in this bracket. And then you go toe-to-toe for a very long time. Really, I think it was Terrence Shannon Jr. that ended up outlasting Illinois, and then Marcus Domask, too. Illinois is a very deep team. Don't get me wrong.
Team. No.
But that's also another top 25 team. So on
top 10 team.
Yeah, top 10. If you could go toe-to-toe, take down one of those top teams in the weekend, and then on the day right after, go after another team and pretty much bring them all the way down to, I'd say, definitely the final minute and a half of that game, I think it's possible. I know that this whole slide from February, a lot of people are thinking, can this team do it? They are getting their horses back, and I think, again, it's not like that they were missing key guys, or they were missing key guys off the bench, but it was just more about getting their starters some rest and getting guys in the rotation and working back. I thought, and I'm going to put it out here, I thought we saw the team that was ranked 6th in that sprinkling this past weekend. The team that was ranked 6th at one point this season, I thought we saw them this weekend.
I fully agree with you, Pablo. I think, you know what, the utter tenacity and grit in that Purdue game, when you have 3 of your bigs, your 3 top bigs foul out of that game, right? Wall, Crowell, and Winter all fouled out. Purdue shot 36 free throws. I think Wisconsin shot 9 in that game, right? That's a 27 free throw discrepancy, and you still find a way to win that game.
Take that.
That's important, and that's really impressive by this group. I think you're totally right. This looked like a team that can compete with anybody, although Houston scares the hell out of me if they get them in the Sweet 16.
Anything could happen. Anything
You're
could
right.
happen.
That's why you play the game, right?
So this is also the team that lost to Nebraska, and then Purdue, and then Michigan, and then Rutgers.
But the good news is
barely beat Maryland at
besides
home, lost
Michigan
to
and
Iowa,
Rutgers,
lost to Indiana.
And Indiana.
They barely beat Minnesota. That game was a 2-point game.
Yeah, so, I mean,
this team is fully capable of losing anyone, including bad basketball teams.
Yeah.
And James Madison is not a bad basketball team.
No, they're not. They're a good basketball team, just a small
I would say
scale.
not off. I think if the Badgers give their average performance, they very likely are going to get all that they want from James Madison. It's going to be a tight game. They have to play above their normal abilities like they have been. I think the Badgers are a slightly above average basketball team. What are they, 4th best team in the Big Ten? And the Big Ten is an okay conference. So, I think the Badgers are, they win 22 games? 22?
Probably 3rd best team in the Big Ten.
Well, I meant where they actually finished.
Oh, 4th, yeah.
So,
or 5th.
Well, yeah, 5th because they're a 5 seed. So, that's kind of what they are. They're a 23-win team that could surprise a little bit, but I'm also not going to be surprised at all if they lost. I would not bet the Badgers to do anything in the tournament.
I like their matchup against Duke if they get there. I do. I think this is a Sweet 16 team. I think they lose in the Sweet 16 to Houston.
I definitely see them going to the second weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's very possible.
That is insane because
Why
history
is that
tells you
insane?
Greg Gard doesn't take them there.
Well,
2017.
He was the head coach that year, though.
It's 2024. That was
I
a
understand.
long time ago.
I understand
They
that.
had Johnny Davis. They won the Big Ten, and they lost.
Well, Chucky got hurt. That doesn't help. Your starting point guard goes down in the game.
Weren't they in Milwaukee?
It was a home game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I was there.
That's crapping the bed.
They lost to Iowa State, who is very, very good, by the way.
Still.
This year they are. They weren't then, but they are very good.
They were Elite 8 that year. Well, they made it to the Sweet 16 because of that. Well, because of that.
I'm just tired of making
victory,
excuses. I hope he proves me wrong.
I hope he proves you wrong, too, and I think he will. I think they beat James Madison pretty handedly, right? I don't think they're to a point where they're too comfortable. I don't think this is a team that in the locker room, Pablo, and you can disagree with me if you want, but in the locker room, I don't think they're sitting there yeah, we got our swagger back. We're totally good. We're going to make it. I know that, Jim, but I don't think they said, said, hey, we don't have to worry about anybody. We're better than anybody we play. They're focusing on James Madison. They're going to take it seriously. I don't think there's any chance that James Madison beats Wisconsin.
Like they ended the season losing to Indiana, losing to Illinois, beating Rutgers, and then losing to Purdue, and then they beat a bad Maryland team, Northwestern, and they pulled off an upset which could have gone either way against Purdue. If they lose to Purdue, then everyone feels differently. It's a 1-point game.
In overtime, I don't think you feel differently. I think you Badger still hear the complaints about the referees.
Right, I know. There's a lot of moral victories amongst Badger fans, too.
Take it for what it's worth. I think even and I've covered the Badgers for about 3 seasons now, the Johnny Davis season, that was a phenomenal year, but it felt like that team only depended on Johnny. I mean, you have Brad Davison who could hit a couple good shots. And Chucky, honestly, I think Chucky was more of a dynamic scorer that year, too.
Agreed.
And he's, I don't want to say he's taking a step back because it's not fair to him. He has really progressed into a different kind of point guard. He can score. I mean, we saw it yesterday that he could score 20 points, but he is more of a facilitator. He can spread the ball out, but he'll also drive when he needs to. I think from an offensive weapon standpoint, and it shows that, this is the last team to score as many points or average as much since the team in the 90s when Finley was on that team. This team, from a depth standpoint offensively, I do think that they are challenged when it comes to big guys. That clearly is the thing. But offensively, it just seems like they have answers. They have guys who you can spread the wealth. This guy can score that. Maybe it's Klesmit, maybe it's Blackwell, maybe it's Hepburn. Who knows?
And I get what you're saying, but they're all maybes. They're never consistent. They have one consistent scorer. And very easily, and this is why they lose, is that when they don't have the other guy step up, because none of these guys are consistent, it's like one of these guys hopefully can maybe step up.
Stephen Crowell has to be that guy.
And I think he's the one that's going to get flustered the most. I think James Madison's going to, I think they're going to throw the kitchen sink at him, and I think he's going to turn it over a lot.
I told Pablo this on Saturday tip-off. If Stephen Crowell scores in double figures, the odds of the Badgers winning is 90%.
I'm just happy if he takes
scores
10
single
shots.
digits. Yeah, right. But if he scores in the single digits, the odds of the Badgers winning is like 30%.
Right, and Greg Gard knows that. Every game, he's like, well...
He's got to be more aggressive,
yes.
right? He said that a million times this year.
Right.
So Stephen Crowell is the X factor in a good and
that's
going to
regress back to the mean at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Correct.
Like, he will go back to not taking shots. Yeah. This team will go back to the team that couldn't beat anyone. That's the whole year.
Unless they're in the national championship.
The whole year. That's who they've been.
No, you're right.
They regress back, and I think they will, and I think they're going to do it immediately. Hopefully I'm wrong. Right now, 55% of you say it's more likely they lose in the round of 64 than make the Elite Eight.
Well, that's a tough question, Jim. If you would have gone second weekend, I think that the results are very different. When you have a powerhouse like Houston standing in the way of the Elite Eight. Sure.
It would be a surprise if they lose to James Madison. And
it would be a surprise if they beat Houston.
So that's how we worded it like that.
Okay, I gotcha.
Most likely they should make the Sweet 16. They definitely should beat James Madison.
Okay, but all criticism aside for a moment, Jim, you were obviously in Madison when they lost to Duke in the national championship game. I didn't live here yet, but I'm a Badgers fan. Pablo, I know you've always watched.
Game,
right, you've always watched college hoops. I want that rematch in the round of 32 Sunday so badly.
Does it carry the weight? I mean, Coach K is gone.
It doesn't carry the weight in terms of like, it's the revenge tour, but it's two prominent programs that are seemingly in the NCAA tournament every single year.
Except for last year for the Badgers. And a couple
but 23 in the last 25, though, Jim. Like, I
when
know
Bo
you
was
want
here,
to
it was not like you had to take years off. You just always were.
No, you're right. He made it every time he was here.
Feels more of like the prove it way for Greg Gard. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah,
it would be like it would be a cool
sorts.
prove it moment for him if
Correct.
they were to.
I
hear you.
And it's two, like I said, it's two prominent schools. Duke's a blue blood, but they're a little bit down this year than they typically are. I just think it's a really cool round of 32 matchup, right? Like if you look across the bracket, I don't feel like there's a second round game more so than UW and Duke. I think maybe Marquette and Florida, but Florida lost their center yesterday.
Kansas and Gonzaga.
FAU, UConn.
Kansas, Gonzaga. I missed that.
I'm into FAU UConn, but that's probably not going to be there. I'll give you. That's probably the
New Mexico Baylor could be fun, but I really think
it's funny. I have the exact same one. I do not think Clemson's going to. You're listing off these obviously your projections.
New Mexico as an 11 seed is crazy.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Houston, Nebraska could be a fun game. I think Nebraska could have like a
New
little bit.
New Mexico's 26th in the AP poll.
I don't think they're going to have a Davidson run, but like Nebraska, I feel like could have some fun.
We need to root for Long Beach State, man. They don't even.
Oh my
God!
Have a coach how amazing is that?
Too, yeah.
That is the coolest story in college hoops. And he has doubled down on he's done. right? After he won the conference
he was
tournament.
fired.
Well, he's not being retained.
Yeah, okay.
Is the terminology they use. The Long Beach State, a 15 seed,
Because he was
taking
there
on
for 17
Arizona.
years, so I think they're kind of just, obviously he's older.
Yeah.
They're kind of letting
But he
him go
wants
on
another
his own.
job, and he made that pretty clear. He's like, I'll go elsewhere. But to get in by winning the conference tournament, now you play a 2 seed in Arizona in L.A., which is kind of a home game of sorts for Long Beach State, right? Because that's a California school, if I'm not mistaken.
Long Beach, yep.
So,
Long Beach. Long Beach, California.
UCLA, huh? That was Matt Hamilton did not know. He could not put together where UCLA was.
Seriously?
That's some booty, Joe.
Oh, that's bad.
That was Matt, right? That was Matt that messed that one up?
Yeah, I think he initially thought that it was USC. He got it confused.
Yes.
We said like University of California, Los Angeles. He's like, yeah, the Trojans, right?
Well, no, but he's like, wait,
Don't say that to a UCLA.
He literally said, wait, where's UCLA? And then I said, well, it's UCLA.
Well, actually, I have an even bigger question. When I say USC, which school do you think of?
I think of Southern California. I don't think of South Carolina.
Yeah, Trojans. Yeah,
that was kind of the blind test, I guess. But I've known people who went to South Carolina refer to it as USC.
But on my handwritten bracket, I have USC written for South Carolina because USC's not in here.
Right.
I want USC to do well. Lamont Paris is a
former Badgers assistant, right?
Yeah, I know. He would look good on the sidelines here. I don't know. But
he just signed an extension.
I know. It's not happening now. I meant maybe
down the road.
Was it like Dewey Cox? Wrong kid died? Maybe wrong coach left. This is Rutledge Hamilton presented by Coors Light.
He got halved.
Jim.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and two-time 2024 National Curling Champion Matt Hamilton on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starry on Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starry on Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience by going to starryonbank.com. Member FDIC. For the 15th time in program history, the Wisconsin women's hockey team is headed to the Frozen Four. With a 4-0 win over St. Lawrence at LeBon on Saturday, the reigning national champion Badgers have the opportunity to defend their crown this weekend in Durham, New Hampshire. Wisconsin will face off with Colgate in the Frozen Four, with the winner headed to the national championship game on Sunday. Clarkson and conference foe Ohio State will face off in the other semifinal. Puck drop between Colgate and Wisconsin set for 6:30 this Friday on ESPN+.
Get no interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Don't wait. You have to order by March 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Dive Inn, Hooterville Inn, Utica Bar, and Brothers 3 Bar and Grill.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Oh yeah, round and round they go. I get around, still clown with the underground when we come around. Round and round they go. Stronger than ever. Back to get wrecked. All respect to those who break their neck to keep their the check as though they sweat a brother majorly. And I don't know why your girl keeps paging me. She tell me that she needs me, cries when she leaves me, and every time she sees me, she squeeze me. Lady, take it easy.
Possum Geo chimes in twice a year. Here's your teeth. Here's your brain. Take care of your chompers. An infected tooth might go straight to your brain. So there you go.
That is true.
Thank you.
Explains a lot about Mr. Alex Strofe, I'll tell you that. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. Pablo Iglesias alongside me, Jim Rutledge. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. And Joseph S. on YouTube chimes in. Elite 8, here we go. Want to see Marquette versus Wisconsin again. We also had a...
That'll be fun. That would be fun.
It would be. We also had a message come in here that was confusing. I feel like it's from the wrong day, Prime. But Rick in DeForest chimes in. What's more likely to happen? Because we are asking what's more likely to happen. The Badgers lose to James Madison, or they go to the Elite 8. Rick from DeForest chimes in. What's more likely to happen is, why the hell do you and JD from North and South, that's my friend JD who owns the North and South Seafood Smokehouse in DeForest, so Rick must be a regular over there. So thanks for heading on over there, Rick, and supporting our good partner at North and South Seafood Smokehouse.
Thank you.
Think Allen is a good signing.
Keenan?
Yes, that's a trade. That was a trade. Anytime you can get a guy who caught over 100 passes and over 1,000 yards for a fourth-round pick seems pretty good. But
yes, that's amazing.
He says, let's start at the top and question everyone down. Bears will always suck. Green Bay Packers forever. Rick, the pain in the ass from Madison. By the way, Molly Brown, not knowing the former Packers, was bad. Who went to the Vikings was bad. So a lot that Rick had to get off his chest.
So was that like from Wednesday? Did he just watch Wednesday's show back on YouTube and think that that's today? I'm pretty sure that might be what just happened.
I don't know. Well, we didn't get to Keenan Allen last week, so it has
that happened on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday.
No,
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay,
Yeah,
we didn't have a show Thursday or
show.
Friday.
Yes.
So
I was courtside for the game. Yeah, for one of the high school games. That's what I found out Keenan Allen was at. And then the crazy comeback happened.
So
for Mineral
I'll
Point.
put it out like this. Prime, you are a Packers fan.
Mhm.
So what is your reaction to Keenan Allen going to the Chicago Bears for a fourth-round pick?
For a fourth-round pick, I mean, he's $23 million, I think, in cap space this year. I think he's on an expiring contract, but that doesn't matter much for the Bears because it's a one-year deal.
Yep, and they have plenty of money to spare. They still have a lot of cap space.
I think it matters a lot what they do with the 9th overall pick. And the one thing I was surprised by the Bears is they didn't get a proved edge rusher in free agency this offseason. So by getting Keenan Allen, you don't have to take a wide receiver at 9. You can maybe get a really good edge rusher or trade down with
Dallas
that pick.
Turner you could take, or you
Dallas
could trade
Turner
down.
is seen as like the top edge prospect. It's not a heavy edge class from what I know.
Which is why they traded for Sweat.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, but they do need a complementary piece to him. But as of right now, if you're the Bears, there's a lot of avenues. You still got to pull it off. But so far, they have put themselves in good position at the top of the draft with both their top 10 picks.
So they added Jared Allen, 108 catches, 1,243 yards. Keenan Allen, sorry. What did I say?
Jared Allen's coming back.
They did add Jared Allen at 1.2. Keenan Allen,
Yes.
108 catches, 1,243 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns for him. That's a heck of a year for him. And you could look at it. They could still go receiver because Keenan apparently has done a lot of work out of the slot. So, I mean, they could go Malik Neighbors or Roma Dunze and then DJ Moore and Cole Kmet and Jarrett Everett and DeAndre Swift. Like, they're setting up Caleb Williams to be in the best position possible to be successful. You're right. It's all offseason. It's all conjecture, and who knows what's going to happen. But
yeah, I mean,
they are doing. Well, go ahead.
All that just to try and beat Jordan Love? You need all of this to take down
you got to take down
King of the North?
No, the King of the North is Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
He's better than Jordan Love and the Packers last 2 years.
It's true. Cal guy. Yeah, he's the king of Detroit.
Today, I mean, as of today, Jared Goff is the King of the North.
I don't know if anyone's the King of the North. I think that's the bigger point.
But if you
there is
had
no
to,
king.
Okay, but he won the division and he finished in front of the Packers the year before. So.
He won the division. He's sitting on the throne, but
you just don't like him. I get it.
No, I think he's a fine quarterback.
This feels very Packersy. This feels very Packersy. I'm just saying.
All right, two Bears fans. Do you want Jared Goff on your team next season?
We ain't gonna have Caleb Williams.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Caleb Williams.
Yes.
Or Jaden Daniels. You never know. They could go Drake May. Well, now I just put that into existence.
Please pass on Caleb Williams. I want this storyline for the next 20 years. Oh,
Jim,
my goodness.
Actually, Jim, how would you feel if it was like all this buzz just to pass over Caleb Williams?
To get J.J. McCarthy is my fear, honestly.
Yes.
That's
Illinois,
that
Chicagoland boy.
Yeah, that's my fear, honestly. Old Bears regime, I feel like it happens. Here's my solace on it, is Ryan Poles is widely respected across the league as a pretty good GM. And the 4th-round trade for Keenan Allen, I think they got a steal on that. I think that they didn't get full value for Justin Fields, which we'll get to. But I think he did something that Goody hasn't done in Green Bay, where Ryan Poles said, I value more what a leaving player is going to say about me and a player that was on my team more than I value. Then maybe I could have gotten a 5th-round pick for Justin Fields. I'd rather trade him to a team he wants to go to so people around the league know that I took care of my guy on his way out the door and sent him to a place where he has a chance to compete. And maybe it'll be a 4th, maybe it'll be a 6th. I'll take that over. That's why the Bears put that narrative out there. They're letting everyone know, free agents and everyone else around the league, we take care of our guys. We're not just going to throw you out on the street. We just came into a really unique situation to have the 1st overall pick with a generational talent at number 1.
Yeah, that just feels like the makeup facelift that the organization needed, not to make too much of a Chicago radio or Chicago talk here on Wisconsin radio. But you know, it is what it is. We knew this was going to happen anyway when you got 2 Bears fans who are going to cook. But yeah, I think that is a good point. I never really thought about it that way, but it totally makes sense because, yes, they wanted to do Justin Fields right. They even said it, I think it was around the Super Bowl or around that time when Poles was taking questions. And really, I think just from the fan perspective, it just gives us a clear peace of mind, too, that it's just finally over. And that it's time to just start moving on and see what's going to happen. It's going to be exciting. My thing, and I'm really glad you brought it up, Ryan, too, is I'm nowhere concerned to what they're going to do for the 1st pick. It is that 9th. I would love an edge rusher, but maybe just also go with an offensive lineman too. This offense is going to be fun to watch from a weapon standpoint, but it's not going to get anywhere if it's the same offensive line that Justin Fields had to deal with too. Do I think Caleb Williams would have put it, or Justin Fields and Caleb Williams will put up the same exact numbers? I don't know, but it is what it is. They would be working with the same offensive line. They're going to have the same struggles. So you need to invest in that offensive line. I'm curious to see. Maybe they would go with an offensive lineman pick for that 9th pick. Who knows? There's a lot of good ones out there.
To avoid it being Chicago Sports Talk Radio, we want to ask this question here: is with the tie of Russell Wilson to Wisconsin here, and obviously Packer fans saw a lot of Justin Fields. Who starts more games for the Pittsburgh Steelers next year, Justin Fields or former Badger Russell Wilson? This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Congratulations to the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the Badger Club Burger Bracket. We counted it down from 64 area restaurants all the way to 1, thanks to over 1,200 of you for voting. We'll be celebrating Wednesday, March 20th at the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie with a live broadcast of Mr. Irrelevant with me and Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn. Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the inaugural Badger Club Burger Bracket.
Hey, this is Craig Karmazin. Join Kyle Wallace and me every Sunday morning for Sunday Karma on a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge. The ESPN Wisconsin Bracket Challenge is presented by Cousin Subs. Fill out a bracket in the ESPN Tournament Challenge on ESPN.com and use the group code COUSINS, and you'll have a chance to win $1,000 Cousin Sub gift card. Official rules at ESPN Wisconsin Contest.com. And speaking of that tournament this coming week, the Badgers are going to be a 5 seed as they take on number 12 James Madison in the South region. Badgers currently favored by 5.5 points per ESPN bet. That game tips off Friday night at 8:40 p.m. Central Time. Meanwhile, Marquette basketball also in the South region. They're the number 2 seed facing number 15 Western Kentucky. 15-point favorites for the Golden Eagles. That game tipping off at 1 p.m. Central Time Friday. Tyler Kolek is trending towards playing as of recent reports from head coach Shaka Smart. Also, meanwhile, this past weekend, the Milwaukee Bucks getting a huge win over the Phoenix Suns. They had a season-high 24 three-pointers with 18 in the first half. That ties the most in a half in NBA history. Also sets a new franchise record for the Bucks in that category as well. Second hour, Rutledge and Iglesias starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
You got the chill.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton with Jim Rutledge and Matt Hamilton.
People like me.
That's some booty, Jim.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage. I'm just not ready to crown his ass.
I'm ready to crown him.
You're premature.
Premature coronation.
Yeah, that's not a comment.
Even if it was like a quote tweet.
I like quote tweets. Facts don't lie. Fluff, 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 fluff. Okay, real, and like I can just see fluff, 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 real. I don't know what exactly all happened there, but...
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio with Pablo Iglesias of WKOW, here's Jim Rutledge.
The fun continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. It is Rutledge and Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge, as you heard in the open there. Pablo Iglesias from WKOW in the house as well.
Let's go.
We are presented by Coors Light. And if the mountains are blue,
have a Coors.
you know what to do. And that's have a Coors. Mr. Matt Hamilton, who maybe, did he go to Scotland to get the latest insight on the Kate Middleton saga, or what is he doing over there?
That's what he's
doing.
Is Kate with him? Is that the rumor we're starting?
Well, we are starting the Rutledge and Hamilton 2024 campaign for Presidents of Sports. Maybe Matt can be our international dignitary. He's the vice president. Don't they kind of go abroad, make good with other countries? I mean, maybe he's trying to make good with Kate Middleton and her Photoshop thumbs. I don't know.
There you go. That's about all I know about the Kate Middleton saga is that she's missing. Is she missing? She hasn't been seen in public?
I would have to dish this out to one of the listeners. Pablo, do you
I was learning about all of this through Jim and Maddie Hayes over here in the marketing side for ESPN
our
Madison.
true expert.
Yeah, I was just listening to the both of them cook while I was like, okay, this is news to me. Let me take a look at some more stuff and dive into this.
So we'll get to the bottom. We're going to find out where Kate is by the end of the show. We'll solve that. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We got a couple different poll questions out here. You didn't know we had that kind of poll, did you, Prime? You didn't know we had that ability to.
I didn't realize we had Kate Middleton in the Rolodex. No, I didn't realize that was
Chris
there
Middleton.
For us. Chris Middleton?
That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, Chris. Bucks.
Chris Middleton. Yeah, he played
Middleton, Wisconsin.
Yes.
We're going to win a 6.
Chris Middleton, Wisconsin. Who's Kate Middleton? I'm talking about Chris Middleton with the Bucks. He was back yesterday.
I think
I saw him play.
That is the segue of all segues.
Middleton is in Milwaukee.
The report came out on Saturday that he would play in Sunday's game against the Suns, and I think Kay Middleton was trending on Twitter, partially because of Chris, or a lot of people thought it was because of Chris. Might have been Kate. I don't know.
I don't know.
Just Kay Middleton.
Who knows? So we are asking the question here: what's more likely for the Badgers in the NCAA tournament? Lose in the round of 64 or make it to the Elite Eight? 57% of you say it's more likely they're going to lose in the round of 64. And then the other question we have here is...
Hashtag royal announcement is trending, and it's just a bunch of memes, and people are disappointed that it is a bunch of memes. Just want to jump in real quick.
Well, I appreciate that one.
Of course.
Okay. And then I today heard two fellas chatting at the bar. One said to the other, I didn't go to the dentist for over 10 years, but now my wife makes me go. And so I asked the question out there, 844-770-3776. Let's give a shout-out to Tom Olson, our market manager, who is walking out of our office today and going to Cleveland. I don't know what he did wrong, that he has to go to Cleveland from Madison, Wisconsin, but we wish him well.
Hey, Cleveland rocks, man.
Sure.
Cleveland rocks. It was said once before.
Yes.
Said a few times.
Joakim Noah also said, "What the hell I want to go to Cleveland for?"
you don't see people
There you
want to go to vacation in Cleveland.
But good luck
Cleveland
to-
rocks.
Yes, good luck
Shout
to-
out Tom too. I mean, he brought me along a lot for these things too. So I didn't get to see him on his way out. Just want to say thank you. It's been fun, man.
All right. For now he podcasts. I don't know if he's going to listen. We might lose a subscriber once he's out the door here, but hopefully we'll be able to keep him there. But shout out to Tom. You did a great job here.
Thank you.
In Madison. So we asked the question. I believe he goes to the dentist more than once a year. But the question was, how often do you go to the dentist? 21% of you say once a year, 61% of you say twice a year, and 17.5% of you say never. So we are also asking that question, 844-770-3776, on how to get in the show. Rick from DeForest wants to clear it up. He was not confused. He watches every day. Apparently, he just had to get the Molly news off his chest, and he works with our good friend JD at North and South Sea from the Smokehouse. And look, man, that's the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton. And let me have my moment. I am surprised that Packer fans aren't taking a victory lap. I guess they just don't care about. They were right on Justin Fields. Now they guessed, because coming off of year 2 of Justin Fields, to just say he wasn't going to get better, that was just guessing. Like, you didn't know. But you guessed right. Like, one thing to say, like, past performance does kind of indicate, future history, and the Bears have not had a great performance record of developing quarterbacks. Nope. And that part turned out to be true. But there was a lot of guessing on Justin Fields. It was like, I don't think he'll work out because I don't want him to work out. And you guessed right that Justin Fields did not work out in Chicago. I still feel like he could still be a starting NFL quarterback, a serviceable starting NFL quarterback. It's just not going to be in Chicago, and he's going to have to kind of prove it now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, because everybody's wondering, is it going to be Russell Wilson? Is it going to be Justin Fields? I think, if anything, granted, Russell Wilson is still a very competitive player. He still has something in the tank. I won't say he has, who he was with Seattle when they went to the Super Bowl in his tank. But he showed some flashes last year that he was solid. He was a guy that, could win games. I kind of see this interesting thing where it's maybe a back and forth of, is he going to be a hybrid starter but also mentor Justin? Because honestly, let me just pose this question out here. Like, if you were to decide, and this is a little far-fetched, but if you wanted to go all in for the Super Bowl, would you prefer it's Russell Wilson right now or Justin Fields right now? I'm not saying, based off their merit. I'm saying in this very moment, you want to go for a Super Bowl. Would you trust Justin Fields as your starter, or would you trust Russell Wilson as your starter in Pittsburgh?
See, this is the tiered part of it. Russell Wilson, former Badger, has not looked like Russell Wilson, a guy you want to claim was a former Badger, in a long time. I mean, probably his second to last year in Seattle, he truly looked. I'm not talking about stats, because his stats lie. If you watch people who break down film, it's not even like overanalyzing the film. He's literally just not seeing wide open people, which Justin has that same problem at times. So those parts are equal. And I honestly think that Justin is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson at this point. It has to be. Now, the one trick is that the Steelers are going to have to mold their offense to him. But here's the parts that I think he's going to start more games than Russ in Pittsburgh, because I don't think Russ is a team guy. I don't think he's a guy his teammates are going to get behind. I think the fan base, just like in Chicago, got really behind Justin Fields. Jason Wilde put this out and said, hey, Justin Fields wearing a JD, which was in honor of Jeff Dickerson's shirt when he first got to Chicago. He didn't even know Jeff. He just knew that he was important to the team and the players and the media there. He wore the shirt to represent him. By all accounts, he worked really hard. His teammates loved him, and the fan base got behind him because he was a guy that showed up every day. Even if he didn't play well, he'd show up to the media. He'd take a beating on the field. He always owned up. That, to me, screams Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback. Bronco Country Let's Ride does not scream Steelers quarterback.
Even the messages, too, of, granted, he was bombarded with questions left and right. Do you think you played your last game? I even think just from the ways that he answered the questions of, I've appreciated my time. I'd love to be here, but it's not up to me. If it was my choice, I would. You could tell wherever, no matter what, he was going. Even at Ohio State, when he went to the national championship, he was playing on a broken rib.
Yes,
or not a broken, but a
cracked,
He was playing very injured in a situation that was probably not the best in any situation to try to do anything from a physical play standpoint. He is just very much, and it's just disheartening from the fan side, just to blatantly put it out there, to see that he couldn't thrive because the right things weren't given to him, unfortunately. But he still did what he could to try to push that envelope. And yeah, I'm excited for him, like I said, though, and seeing what he does in Pittsburgh, because like you said, it just feels like he's still going to put them on the back, and he's going to wear those colors with pride.
Matt Hamilton chimes in on Twitter to our poll question. Barring injury, Russ is going to cook for 17 games. Russ hasn't cooked in a long-ass time. He cooks like he's making McDonald's at this point. And I do think that
a McDouble hits at a good time, though, man.
Because I just think it does. I just think that the team is not going to be good to start offensively. And I think that Steeler Nation is going to get really sick of Russ really quick, and they're going to want to jump to Justin. Because you watch the Bear highlights, and you're like, whoa, he threw 4 touchdowns in a game twice last year. He scored 4 touchdowns, throwing the football. He scored 4 touchdowns in a game multiple times in his career. Has the most amount of rushing yards in a game by a running quarterback. And when Russ is out there throwing for 200 yards a game, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, at 67% completion percentage and like a low yards per completion, and the team is 2-3, I think a lot of fans are going to be like, what are we doing? Let's at least see what we got in Justin.
But it is the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers won games with Kenny Pickett over the last few years. If Russ starts, and if he keeps them just above water, is it going to be the situation of we're good enough to be winning these games? We're in the hunt in the division still. We can't bench Russell Wilson yet. And maybe it gets past the halfway point of the season where maybe Justin Fields for the last 5-6 weeks. And at that point, does he really have a chance to prove himself? Or is it just, we're grasping for straws here in Pittsburgh because we got nothing else?
So the last time that Russ cooked, I would say, was 2020. 69% completion percentage, 4,200 yards, and 40 touchdowns. Choked me up.
You're right.
Choked me up with how much he cooked at that point.
This is a safe space.
This is Rutledge Hamilton, presented by Coors Light.
Thank you.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue, and we can prove it. Follow the show on Twitter at Jim and Matt.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Congratulations to the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the Badger Club Burger Bracket. We counted it down from 64 area restaurants all the way to 1, thanks to over 1,200 of you for voting. We'll be celebrating Wednesday, March 20th at the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie with a live broadcast of Mr. Irrelevant with me and Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn. Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the inaugural Badger Club Burger Bracket.
Why does Kalsher Implement Company Incorporated have several copier printers from James Imaging Systems? President Glenn Whipperfirth.
Good people, easy to work with, and local.
Talk to me about the James Imaging Systems people.
Greg is our service guy. He's been phenomenal to work with. Andrew,
that's your James sales rep.
He's been great to work with as well.
James Imaging Systems, local people and a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. That means a lot to local businesses.
It definitely means something to me. It's actually the reason why we're still with them.
Glenn, does James Imaging Systems help you keep your customers happy?
Happy customers, yes.
And you've also been a James customer for years, right?
Yes. Happy customers make repeat customers.
Be happy. Switch to copier printers from James Imaging Systems. It's easy to do. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Greg Scalzo here for Buckin' Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buckin' Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buckin' Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buckin' Honeys.
Come see Thanalysis live from Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Hey, welcome to another Thanalysis show. And we do well coming on in today's podcast.
Be there for the first ever live show for Thanasis as he's joined by his brother, none other than the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I took off my shoes and I was like, go crazy, go hoop. That's all it was.
Stay tuned for info. Tickets are on sale soon. Thanalysis live in Potawatomi Casino Hotel on Friday, March 22nd.
Madison athletes seeking elite training need to get started today at Total Athlete Performance. TAP is here to serve and educate the serious athlete with their speed, agility, and semi-private training options. Sessions are now available in both Windsor and their TAP facility inside the Verona Athletic Center. Also access remote training anytime, anywhere with the Total Athlete Performance app. Visit tapwisconsin.com for subscriptions, including monthly payment options. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by Dancing Goat Distillery of Cambridge.
You say things out loud and it appears on your Twitter timeline. TMZ. Kate Middleton seemed to be in good spirits while out and about with Prince William on Saturday. There is a cell phone video. But Michelle Smallman from Unsportsmanlike in the Morning with Evan Cohen and Chris Canty says she's not buying it. So if you know where Chris Middleton is. No, I did that on purpose. If you know where Chris Middleton is, let us know. Kate Middleton, I don't really care. But Chris was back. He had a heck of a game for the Milwaukee Bucks. And I enjoyed it. I was at that game. I was there with Tony Baker from Metro Ford, Metro Kia Madison, and we...
Metro Kia of Madison Oy.
Do you know the story behind this?
I don't. I really want to know this. This is just...
All right, so Jim Rutledge, Pablo Iglesias with you live from the Everlight Solar Studios. This is Rutledge and Hamilton. And so I sometimes do the video commercials for Metro. I'll do the voice work for them.
I have heard those. I think they even run on our air
I'm sure they do.
Yes, and I'm like, I know that voice.
Yes, so
it's a little sped up, but I'm like, I hear Jim.
Yes, so I just kind of cut it raw, and then they edit it, and they decided, which was fine. My ODB. What am I, ODB?
Hey, yo.
But anyways, they took it, and they decided to run it on a Spanish-speaking station, and instead of having someone who speaks Spanish do the commercial, they took AI and turned my...
That's like Google Translate.
I took my English commercial and made an AI Spanish commercial for a different station in Madison, and this is the little snippet that we have.
Metro Kia of Madison Oy.
There's a full 30 seconds of that, Pablo, if you want to listen to it anytime.
I would like to listen to that at some point. I can't say my Spanish is, superb, but it comes back once in a while for the 6 years that I studied it. So
my 7-year-old, and I'm ashamed. Look, she's smart, but I'm also ashamed to say on myself. I don't know very much
about
Spanish.
to say that you're ashamed that to say that she's smart. I'm like, how could you?
No, she knows. Well, she's 7. I feel like I should know more Spanish than a 7-year-old.
Sure.
But I do not. And my 10-year-old actually apparently is really good at Spanish, so I don't know anything. I'm nowhere close to her. So good for them on knowing Spanish, and thanks to AI, now some people think I know Spanish.
Metro Kia of Madison Oy.
The 608 chimes in. Steelers are used to winning ugly. If all Russ has to do is throw for 200 yards and a TD, they'll win 10-7 and be happy. It's par for the course. See, I get what you're saying, but I honestly think Fields win ugly in a way of he's just gonna run the ball. I could see he could just run the triple option there, and they.
I could see it totally happening.
So
I could see him winning in the ugly ways.
Yes. Here's the bit on it is Arthur Smith is their offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
But he was the offensive, which isn't great, but he was the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans with Ryan Tannehill. And I could see Justin Fields succeeding in a Tannehill sort of way. Tannehill was a converted wide receiver to quarterback, and I think Justin can work in a similar way that Tannehill did. Tannehill was able to be a good passer, not great, but good, slightly above average passer, and was able to make plays with his legs, and I think that's where Fields can live here. Right now, 72 or 71% of you say Russell Wilson will make more starts for the Steelers.
The thing that I'm so curious about, and it sounds like that it's a pretty common thing across the league, but Mike Tomlin, especially when before these trade talks were even close to happening, like just when it was more rumor mill, it's like, oh, the Bears, what are they going to do? Are they going to trade the pick, or are they going to trade Justin Fields? And Mike Tomlin comes out and says that he's just a huge fan of Justin Fields, and even heck, it's like just when people were asking, players at the Super Bowl during like Radio Row and all that, and like I remember C.J. Stroud saying, it's like, no, I want Justin Fields to be a starter in this league. He's a great guy and all that, and it's just like clearly he has fans across the league, but especially with Mike Tomlin, a guy of his stature, let's just put it that way too. I just want to see what's going to happen. He clearly has something in mind. I mean, he could be a big fan and that's it, but I'm sure he has some type of plan. It doesn't just happen this way where he's traded to this team, and I just want to, again, I guess just what I'm saying is I can't wait to see like what Mike Tomlin does in terms of cooking with Justin Fields, because it just feels like he has something. He has something in his back pocket, and he knows what, unlocking some type of potential that Justin Fields has that maybe, just frankly the Bears just couldn't unlock in him.
Yeah, I could see. I don't know when Tomlin was there, because now the Steelers, they've had 3 coaches in the last 100 years, so it all kind of blends together.
Right.
But Hines Ward was a player that initially for a little bit there was someone that they used as a wide receiver, but also he played quarterback some so I could see Fields having a role where he's not necessarily a wide receiver, but you put him in there and you could throw the football. If you wanted to get gadgety a little bit.
So go like reverse Ryan Tannehill. Go from quarterback to wide receiver?
No. I think he's your number 2 quarterback. But like Chicago, his first year, they a couple times before Andy Dalton got hurt.
The first game of the year, too,
yes,
they brought him out.
And he ran in for a touchdown. They put him in the backfield.
So more like Taysom Hill almost with the Saints.
Yes, but it's more of like you're going to play quarterback when you're in there. And but like if you have Justin Fields back there as your back, and then you're trying to send people down the field 3-4 plays a game, that's a little tricky. Because what do you do with Justin?
Or it could be like other former Bears quarterbacks and just stand out wide and just hands on hips and look disinterested.
As
he did for so long.
That's the greatest quarterback in my lifetime. How dare you? I'm sure you're talking about
the guy who owns
Smoking Jay.
Yeah, he's like the franchise leader in so many categories too.
Yeah, the Bears.
Go.
Do you think? We'll throw it out there. Are the Bears just cursed at quarterback?
You guys got to answer that question.
Actually, wait, I have a better question for you. Granted, again, we're turning Wisconsin sports radio into Chicago talk again.
We're talking miserable now. So, I think Packer fans enjoy Bears fans as long as we're making fun of ourselves.
Yes, and this is where this question goes, which is more Chicago related. Yeah. Who do you feel is the more nostalgic cash grab, the Chicago Bulls or the Chicago Bears?
All the Bulls, by far. The Bears, I think, are trying. They're just inept. The Bears, to tie it to Wisconsin, they remind me a lot of Herb Cole as an owner. Mm-hmm. Herb Cole wanted the Bucks to do well and did the right things as far as he spent money and he tried to stay out of the way. He just couldn't make the right hires all the time. I mean, he did it with George Karl, and they had a nice run, and they had a little bit of a blip there with the Bucks. But I think good intentions, he just could never figure it out. And I think the Hallis family is very similar of like they want to do the right thing. They just never figured it out. But I will say this. Packer fans over the age of 45 would know that everyone thought the Packers would stink forever because they kind of stunk from, 1980 through the 90s, maybe even late 70s through the 90s.
We're not a pretty team.
You kind of stink until you don't anymore. The Patriots went to the Super Bowl in 85, and they were bad for a good decade. Then they stumbled into Drew Bledsoe. There's a lot of teams that are historic that are bad.
Texans might be there now.
The Milwaukee Bucks basketball team.
Hey.
They got Giannis, and now they're a champion.
And they got Kay Middleton. Come on, don't disrespect Kay.
Kate left her husband to be with Chris. It was just an easy transition.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Kate Middleton's hiding in Milwaukee.
There you go. Nobody would find her.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying Milwaukee's a big city. Do people care in Milwaukee if Kate Middleton was there? That's kind of what I was more getting at.
I mean, I think people across the world care. The fact that it's a story, people care.
But isn't she she looks like a regular person. Like if you just put her without the guard around her, I feel like she could walk around.
Give her a Buck shirt if she was at Pfizer Forum. She'd just be another fan.
I don't think
just
I'd recognize
Middleton jersey.
Yes, exactly. That'd be talk about hiding in plain sight. She's at a Bucks game, sideline on a Chris Middleton jersey T-shirt.
Wow.
But seriously, I feel like if she was there, would people be able to recognize her?
I wouldn't know her personally, but I'm not a royal family stan. I don't pay attention.
And I'm not knocking her. I just think that like she has a very normal look to her. It's not like a lot of these superstars. One, you see them a lot, and I guess that's the trade-off. Like I vaguely assume Kate Middleton has black hair, and that's about it.
She's brunette for sure. She's
Okay.
dark hair, yeah.
That's about it. So I wouldn't be able to pick a lot of a crowd, like a Britney Spears, a Beyonce. Like there's something like probably because you see them so much, but there's like they're remarkable. And so, well, Britney because she's been out more. Like Beyonce, like some of these people have like so like famous, but also stunning. Like Kate, I think is just like a regular person, but maybe it's just because they don't. Okay, they're not like. I don't roll in the. What is this? The royal circles.
Roll in the tabloids. Those the Daily Mail that doesn't show up to your door each day.
I don't understand the fascination with the Royals.
I think about that sometimes too, but then I'm like, yeah, but I'm also fascinated with this group of guys who work up in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I live and die by them 9 months out of the year. If people want to live and die by some, family in England, I guess it's like
I'm not
right.
judging them for it. I just don't. I'm just saying I don't get it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not it's just like the Taylor Swift stuff. Like I think Taylor Swift does a great job with her music. And so this is before I knew more of her now that she's dating Travis Kelce. But even when people were buying tickets for Taylor Swift and people were paying exorbitant prices, I was like, whatever. Like people pay crazy prices for the Super Bowl. I'm not going to judge you because that's what you want to spend your money on. Mm-hmm. Like if that's who you love and that's going to make you happy and you have the money to do it, then go do it. So like, it's
but you're also a big Chiefs fan, Jim.
But
Chiefs
win. But I'm saying this is long before the whole Chiefs thing.
Win.
Hey man,
that was not AI, by the way. That was just Jim. Speaking facts on TikTok.
Yeah,
Chiefs win.
Hey, I've been texting with my buddy on the Chiefs about the Bears.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
really?
Yes.
Coping?
What's that?
Coping?
No, he's a friend. We're texting. You text with friends. I'm not coping. I'm happy. I'm borderline uncomfortable with how optimistic I am about the Chicago Bears.
I feel that way too.
Yeah.
It's really weird, and it's like, am I sad that Fields is gone? Yes, but I'm also excited, and it just doesn't feel right. Honestly, partly because of the Packers fans' narratives, too. It's being a Chicago guy who works in this Wisconsin media circus, too, of just, covering the Packers and everything. And people, it's just what I hear from Packers fans. It feels weird to be kind of optimistic as a Bears fan with what's ahead after so many years of hearing all these, the Bears still suck and all these songs. It does feel super strange.
Yeah.
Also, I would never recognize Kate Middleton in person. I just looked at
same. I confirm my beliefs on that. Yeah. She looks like how old? She looks like an average 42-year-old woman. I don't mean in a bad way. I just mean if she was in the Spark building, I'd be like, oh, that's a nice-looking lady who's 42 years old and works for AmFam.
Thank you.
Is she the famous one, or is there another
royal
that was
who used to be an American? Or is still? I guess she's still American. I don't know.
But she was like a movie star. Or TV star?
She's with Prince Harry.
You're thinking of Meghan Markle.
Yes. Okay, so this is a different. I knew one.
No, she's in the royal family. I'm looking this up.
Because Kate Middleton's still in the royal family.
Yes, Kate Middleton is still in the royal family,
but Meghan Markle's not.
She married Prince Harry or Harry. I don't even know if he's.
Yeah, I guess he's not Prince anymore.
He's not.
Just hair dog.
He's just a ginger walking around.
Just old Harold.
He was walking around in Chicago on Saturday and nobody batted an eye. They were just like.
He was actually the leprechaun in the parade.
Oh, you handing out whiskey shots? Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh man. Hey, wait, don't I know you for? No, you don't. No, you don't.
Do they have money? Did he give up the money though? Right.
Wait, you used to play for the Eagles, right? Isn't that what it was?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where I recognize you from.
I'm gonna be honest here. I don't even understand what the hell the Royals are.
They're just a
They're
bloodline.
royal, man.
But why are they propping them up? Like what is
baseball team in Kansas City? That's what the Royals are. There we go.
Like,
There's
on
the
a
dad
side
joke
note,
that I had to get in.
What the hell is going? Like they don't have any power, right? Are these rich people?
Well, no, they're a monarchy.
I mean, like
they have some sort of power, but it's ceremonial. It's a ceremonial.
So no power.
I don't know. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
I feel like Prince, the artist, had more power and sway in the world than Prince Harry or Prince Charles.
Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Purple Rain. Now this got quiet. What do I do?
I wanted you to keep on singing. We were letting you go.
Purple Rain.
David Deerfield chimes in. Don Nelson's 70s and 80s with Sidney Moncrief and Bob Lanier were great. Yes, Dave, but then they weren't good for a while. The Bucks, all these teams, my point is, they have ebbs and flows. The Bears were great a long time ago. It's just been a long time ago.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Heck, even, what was it? I was even just saying this, too, like with, I was watching the Giannis documentary, also great, too, on Amazon Prime.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Really, really good. But it was at the time, too, when he was drafted, like, who was in the seats at the Bradley Center. I remember the Derrick Rose years when Bulls fans would make the trip up to Milwaukee because they knew it was a cheaper ticket to go watch the Bulls. And at that time, it was because the Bucks weren't a good team. It was almost like, in a way, at that time, a guaranteed win for the Bulls.
Robin Madison says Meghan Markle is so beautiful, he would cut off 3 fingers for her.
Well,
I don't know what that means.
Thank you.
I don't know why you have to.
It was very specific.
3 fingers? I wonder if Rob only has currently 8 fingers.
So that would just one hand?
7 fingers?
Well, he has like 8 ribs after the bull attacked him, I think.
That's true.
I shot that bull 2 days later.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton. We're going to throw some stones next.
You're listening to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Need more of Judgmental Jim? Subscribe to the Rutledge and Hamilton podcast, presented by Revive Restoration, wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin like Dive Inn, Hooterville Inn, Utica Bar, and Brothers 3 Bar and Grill.
If you're an employer looking to tap into the next strong generation of local prospective employees, then you can't miss this. 95.3 WBEV, ESPN Beaver Dam, and DailyDodge.com will be hosting the South Central Wisconsin Career Expo on April 23rd. From 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Beaver Dam High School Fieldhouse, businesses will have the opportunity to meet with hundreds of eager juniors and seniors from area high schools, as well as adult job seekers. Employers can find more information and purchase a booth on the Career Expo page at DailyDodge.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Working at a company that truly cares and invests in their employees should never be taken for granted. Work, learn, and earn at the Weld School at Stoughton Trailers. The program includes 1 week of paid training starting at $18 per hour and features small class sizes designed for individual attention. No prior experience is needed because teaching their employees is all part of the Stoughton Trailers way. Graduate into a full-time position in Stoughton or Evansville. Apply today at stojobs.com. That's stojobs.com.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview of the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
All hail our Prince. The only Prince that matters here in America. R.I.P.
That's my Prince.
That's America's Prince. This is Rutledge and Hamilton.
Let's go crazy.
It is getting crazier because I feel like Hamilton's on the phone.
Let's get nuts.
Is that what's happening right now, Prime?
It's actually not Matt Hamilton. It's Mike who just got home from the airport. Mike?
Hey, welcome back.
Hey, gang.
Hey, Matt Hamilton. Did you find Kate Middleton when you were overseas? Is the main question we have for you.
What? She was not in Scotland. I looked high and low. I looked inside castles. I looked near locks. I couldn't find her in Scotland. She was not in Scotland.
So our rumor that we spread that you took her to Scotland with you is false then? There's not an international incident?
That is false, because if I'm taking any woman to Scotland, it's going to be my wife.
Good answer.
But if I did, she'd probably leave me for a Scotsman, which is fair. She's a sucker for the Scottish accent, you know what I mean?
Give us your best Scottish accent.
Hello. I don't got it. Maybe tomorrow.
Giannis, that's got
I had to.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Well, Pablo Iglesias is in your chair. Do you have anything to say to Pablo? What's new in your world, Matt, as you are finally back stateside?
Yes, I'm thrilled to be back. I was calling in to complain about Alex Stroh potentially being in my chair, but when I found out it was Pablo, mind you, I was on a plane, so I couldn't actually listen to the show.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the first thing I did when I had service was call in.
Let's go.
And I found out it was Pablo, and I was like, oh, man, I can't. All these fun little jabs that I had for Stroh aren't going to apply because Pablo's awesome.
Yes.
So it's a little bit tough, but I'm thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled that the Badgers beat Purdue, even though it was 8-on-5 with the 3 referees and all of the Purdue team versus the Badgers. So I was thrilled to see the Badgers were able to make it through the Purdue game onto the finals of the Big Ten championship. 5 seed, awesome for the NCAA championship. I'm super proud of the Badgers. And, basically all the things that I missed, man. The Bears got rid of Justin Fields. They went to the Steelers just as I predicted.
Exactly how you thought it was going to go.
Yeah. For the 6th-round pick and conditional 4th-round based off of playing time,
Matt
too.
predicted all that. It was dead on, and he's backing up Russ. Matt had it dead.
Here I was thinking the 7.5 plus 7.5 Wisconsin on Saturday was the pick of the weekend. No, Matt's got it.
Yeah, exactly. Pablo, never doubt me. My picks of the week,
never doubt me. I love it.
Picks of the week are terrible, but it's when we don't have anything on the line is when my picks are top notch. 10 out of 10.
Matt, we need to do right by our friends at Metro Kia. So you want to throw a stone with us?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, let's throw a stone. Or stones.
The guys think they have the answers to everything.
I'm the best there is.
People like me. So it's time to put them to the test.
That's some booty, Jim.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, we all know that sticks and stones may break our bones, but lucky Matt Hamilton was in the air, so we didn't have to listen to that atrocious Bears talk on Wisconsin Sports Radio.
You instigated it. It was your idea.
My idea was the question, but I think it was a good question.
Actually, I like my
enjoyed
question
it
better. I wish you would have done it.
No.
Matt, I wanted to ask the question, would you, as a Packers fan, taken Justin Fields for a 6th-round pick to back up Jordan Love?
They're too close in age. I think it would have created a kind of a divide, especially with how good of a locker room presence Justin Fields is. I would hate to divide that locker room. So, no, I honestly wanted a guy who's clear-cut number 1 in Jordan Love and some bum like Sean Clifford who's number 2, who's no one's going to actually beg for. This is the right move for the Packers. Yes, if Jordan Love goes down, I would prefer Justin Fields to be the backup. But he's proven that he's an Iron Man for one season. He hasn't gotten injured, so I'm going to take that as lower. I'm going to ride or die with Jordan Love. Give us that Sean Clifford, the big red dog backup.
Great take.
Yes, we already have one irrelevant quarterback, Jim. We don't need two. All right, Thank you very much. But I want to bring up a different, more relevant quarterback, especially for the two hosts of today's show, Caleb Williams. And there's a former
You get mad at us for talking Bears, and then you're talking about Caleb
Williams.
Okay.
I was joking. I enjoyed the conversation. I think that there's a former number 1 overall pick quarterback whose opinion you won't like on Caleb Williams. This is Robert Griffin III earlier today.
Caleb Williams should pull a Eli Manning and demand that the Chicago Bears do not draft him number 1 overall. Caleb Williams overall is on record saying that he wants to be legendary. He wants to rewrite history, and he wants to be the best that he can possibly be and win the most games he can possibly win. After the Bears took Justin Fields, the 11th pick in the draft, and turned him into a 6th round pick in the 2025 draft by trading him to the Pittsburgh Steelers, can Caleb Williams really look at that and say, you know what? Yeah, this organization is going to help get me where I want to go.
All right, so obviously we got two Bears fans on the panel today. I got to start with them. Pablo, I want to get your thoughts first.
I think this is an exciting opportunity. Granted, again, like I said, the offensive line has some flaws. I think they need to very much fix that. But I think this is an exciting opportunity. And if anything, as we talked about too with Ryan Poles, he is showing that he wants to set up the next guys for success. Obviously, with Justin Fields, it was a situation that he was already here in the organization. He's trying to do everything to... I can't think of the word exactly. Just undo all of the things that Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy, what that regime had done, and he's trying to add the offensive weapons and set up Caleb Williams for success. I think this is a good situation. Just fix the offensive line, and we see where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know what RG3 is talking about as far as, I mean, where would he go? Washington? They've never developed a quarterback. Yeah. This Patriots organization does not have any of the pieces in place that were there when they developed the quarterback. And so then where is he going exactly? Chicago was 7-9 last year, or 7-10 last year. They then added Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, and Jared Everett to a team at Cole Kmet and DJ Moore. Now, the Bears could still screw it up, but you could make a case that arguably Caleb Williams is going into one of the best positions possible for a rookie QB. The top 10 defense and a team full of Pro Bowlers on offense.
I think if there was that offensive line like Pablo's talking about, it would be a big difference. Matt, What do you think?
Honestly, what I think is Robert Griffin should stick to picking out his outfits on television because his takes are super cold while his outfits are super hot. The whole problem with the Bears was their offensive line. That team was fine. Their offense was fine. They had the pieces for Justin Fields to be good, but Justin Fields only had 2.5 seconds to throw the ball every single snap. The guy was running for his life constantly. And when you go out and get other free agents that are in those skill position sets, whether it's tight end, wide receiver, or running back, that's not going to buy any more time for Justin Fields. I've never heard of anyone saying, DeAndre Swift, what a great pass blocker. No, the guy is a good pass catcher, and he's a good running back, but the guy's not going to buy him any more time. The problem with the Bears is the offensive line, and until you win in the trenches, you're not going to win on the field.
Good thing they added 3
Griffin,
starting offensive linemen.
I don't necessarily agree with them 100% of the time.
Football! So they added 3 starting offensive linemen this year. So
could add more.
Okay.
Let's see what they draft.
Yeah. But they did have 3 guys.
What they do. Right now, they've had one of the worst offensive lines in football. Like, maybe he's taking a chance. The thing is, you've got tried and true the Patriots, regardless of the regime and who it is now. The Patriots are the most historic and winningest franchise in history. Washington Redskins, yeah, you'd be in trouble there. I'd demand a trade if I was going to Washington or Chicago. Chicago's just Washington, just a little bit windier. That's my opinion on that.
Well, that's a wrong opinion there. Because, like, the offensive line, there's a lot of numbers that say Justin held the ball too long.
Well, then the Commanders losing Curtis Samuel and, Antonio Gibson was kind of the fringe number 1. He went back and forth with Brian Robinson, but, you lose 2 solid offensive guys. It's not like the offense is getting better. I will say, too,
I do want to throw this out there. The fact that, RG3, his wrong take in that was turning a number 1 in Justin Fields into a number 6. That was the Bears the Bears had to get rid of Justin Fields at some point. Everybody in the NFL knew it. Nobody was going to give him top dollar for Justin Fields because everyone knew the Bears had to get rid of him no matter what. So, like, it's not Justin Fields' fault because I think he is a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. But the fact that everybody knew the Bears had to get rid of him made his value drop. It wasn't because of his play. It was because of the situation the Bears were in.
And his contract, because you have to pick up his fifth-year option in May, which is $26 million in 2025, and nobody's going to do that. So he's also really kind of a one-year guy. So, like, for example,
that's a lot of money.
Pickett, he's got 2 years left. Sam Howell's got 2 years before you have to pick up that option. So you that's the other part that hurt Justin Fields on that part of it. Who's the winner, Prime?
You know who certainly didn't hurt us today?
Yeah.
That's Pablo Iglesias.
Oh, you're not going to give it to Matt? I thought you were going to give it to Matt.
Well, I'm going to give it to Matt for just tailing off of Pablo's take about the offensive line. Come on, Matt.
Starts in the trenches, although that was taking a Matt line.
Hey, honestly, it's fair. Pablo Iglesias probably has some really dope shoes on right now. He deserves to win this one. I'll win tomorrow.
Air Force
We're out at Dancing Goat Distillery, baby.
All right, Matt, I will see you at Dancing Goat Distillery. We're going to hear from Strofe and whoever he's hosting with the Great Dane Huddle. But go be a winner. Go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. That's where winners go. This has been Rutledge and Hamilton. Hamilton is back tomorrow. We're at Dancing Goat Distillery, presented by Coors Light.
This is Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Watch every show live and for free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Glenn Whipperfirth is the president of Kalsher Implement Company, Incorporated. Glenn, you've had copier printers from James Imaging Systems for years. Question, Glenn, is James just a vendor or more like a partner?
I would say partner in the fact that they're looking at what we're doing and trying to work with us to make it simple for us.
Making it easy, keeping it simple. That's James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services Program.
Yes. So we have a monthly contract, and then they manage our inventory as far as our toner and equipment for the copier machine.
Exactly. All your copier printers bundled under one low monthly invoice from James Imaging Systems. And that includes parts, service, and supplies. And that has its benefits, Glenn.
The benefit is that we have the supplies when we need them, and it keeps our business flowing.
Make it easy, keep it simple with the Managed Print Services Program from James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Hey, it's Alex Strofe. Congratulations to the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the Badger Club Burger Bracket. We counted it down from 64 area restaurants all the way to one, thanks to over 1,200 of you for voting. We'll be celebrating Wednesday, March 20th at the Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie with a live broadcast of Mr. Irrelevant with me and Tiny Hands Hunter Vaughn. Tipsy Cow in Sun Prairie, the winner of the inaugural Badger Club Burger Bracket.
Goodman's Jewelers has been providing sparkle to Madison since 1933. That's a lot of great memories. John Hayes for Goodman's Jewelers. We've been caring for generations of customers, and during that time our strengths have been trust, service, and selection. Those traits are who we are, and that will never change. Goodman's Jewelers, a destination worth reaching. 220 State Street, goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
Cousin Subs was founded in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1972 and has been a member of the Madison community for decades. This year, Cousins has expanded their footprint in the Madison area by opening new locations in Stoughton and Sun Prairie, in addition to existing locations on East Washington Avenue, Monona, and Lodi. Order your favorite subs online or via our app for delivery or pickup. Eat in or grab them to go through our drive-thru for a better sub experience. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
It's Chevy truck season, and there's no better time to do what you do best. No better time to get the job done in a Chevy Silverado with best-in-class standard torque and a TurboMax engine with a 5-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty that outlasts both Ford and Ram. So kick off whatever your thing is season right, because it all starts with a Chevy truck.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Based on latest competitive data, excludes other GM vehicles, whichever comes first. See dealer for limited warranty details based on Ford and Ram 5-year, 60,000-mile warranty on gasoline engines.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
Crosstalk with the Great Dane Huddle is brought to you by Carbon World Health, Madison's premier comprehensive health spa and fitness facility.
Welcome back to Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. We're going to get to Crosstalk with Colin Russo and Alex Strofe. Jim Rutledge, Pablo Iglesias with you from WKOW. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. This segment is brought to you by Carbon World Health, and it used to be because Tarek and Derek would do recovery there and do the red light and the cryo, and they still do that sort of stuff, but Tarek and Derek aren't on the show as much during this time of year. So apparently now it's just like these are the two dudes in Colin and Alex who desperately need to get to Carbon World Health more than anyone else
and I just
on ESPN Madison.
Strofe, too, thought that he could just take me one-on-one in a basketball. I don't know.
He says that to everyone. I don't know if Alex
I do say that to everyone because I can't. Breaking news, actually, out of the Alex Strofe camp. April 13th, Easter Seals celebrity basketball game. Ooh. I'm playing in it.
I don't think you're playing in it. You're coaching against me.
Wait, I was told I'm playing. I'm coaching?
You're taking
What
Matt
a
Hamilton.
bombshell.
So basically, here's what happened. Matt Hamilton is very, very busy, and he said,
what if I want to be a player coach,
I'm not available. The players in this game are real players.
Yeah,
You
that's
would get
fine.
your
I'm a real
lunch
player.
eaten.
I'm a real player,
No,
dude.
dude.
Do you have any basketball experience?
Yes, I played basketball growing up entirely.
I would love to see Josh Gosser pick your pocket in less than 3 seconds.
Josh would be on my team because I'm going to draft him.
I would love to see Ben Brust pick your pocket in less than 3 seconds.
I would draft him too.
I would love to see Louis Nzegwu pound your shot into the ground as he
I don't know who that is. I'm not scared of him.
Former Badger defensive end.
I'd
love to see John Clay throw you out of...
Football players are very well known as not being able to play basketball well. It's just a fact.
So are skinny little dorks who talk on the radio.
I'm good at basketball. That's the difference between me and you, Jimmy.
Okay.
Alex Strofe couldn't even beat McNeese State. Get out of here.
McNeese State. That's a popular.
Gonzaga's not going to beat McNeese State.
I'll probably take McNeese.
Speaking of McNeese State, Colin, you were just telling everybody in the Great Dane. You've talked to everybody here.
All right, Jim.
Half of them don't know you.
Jim, probably going to have to hear this. So I was looking at McNeese State's out-of-conference preseason schedule because their coach is Will Wade, who is a notorious cheater, and back at LSU a couple of years ago.
Yes.
So I was looking at their preseason schedule because he's cheap and he wants to get the free wins. They played College of Biblical Studies November 10th, and they beat them by 41 points. College of Biblical Studies, fun fact, only had 3 Division I games, and they lost by 46, 44, and 12. The team they lost to 12 by is Grambling State, who's a 16 seed. They also played Champion Christian, Latorno, and Mississippi University for Women. Yes, that is the university name. It is Mississippi University for Women. They won 92-23. I cannot figure out who is on this roster because you cannot look up that team, and they're not on ESPN. So McNeese State preseason schedule. Let me just let's sell everybody short before the next big coming of a big-time team. They're free wins. Classic Will Wade. That's just all I wanted to say.
Can I just say this?
Studies.
That Colin has the cadence and the dialect and the pace and the level he speaks and the numbers he throws out there. We could just give him his own gambling show that could run on Saturday mornings. Instead of Fat Jack, it'll be Skinny Colin, and he'll just tell you all his locks of the week, and he'll just throw a bunch of stuff at you. You'll be like, I don't know, sounds like he knows who he's talking about.
I think we're going to spend at least a segment tonight on the College of Biblical Studies.
I'm diving into the Mississippi University for Women. I am not
men's
lying.
team. For women men's team.
They played them Tuesday, December 5th, and they won by 70 points. And if you look on the ESPN schedule, there's no hyperlink on that college, so you cannot see who they played or when they played or who's on the roster. So that's an interesting one.
I just want to believe that you know the dates, the final scores all off the top of your head. There's no notes in front of you.
I was looking at I have that up, so don't worry. Not that great about it.
I'm going under the impression that
I like your style, Pop. I agree.
This is it. Just off the dome. You want something? Hey, listen to this. Listen to this university's name. Boom. Who did they play this day? What was the final score? What was the spread? Bing, bang, boom. Got it right there for you.
Yeah, right? I mean that with all due respect, but all I know is that I don't know if Colin's right or wrong, but I feel like I gotta change my picks now.
Unreal. What else are you guys talking about today?
I threw this one out, and Ryan didn't like it. So initially we were kind of saying Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, who will make more starts for the Steelers. Russ just seems like a guy that Steeler fans are going to hate. And Justin seems like a guy the Steeler fans would love. But I want to ask this question instead, because this is the question I find more interesting. Would you have been happy if the Packers had traded the 6th-round pick to the Bears for Justin Fields?
Yes.
Really?
I would have been happy, yes.
I mean, it's a low risk, you know.
That's the thing. And I think he's a quality backup. I know he's better than Sean Clifford.
But that's one thing. They would never have done that. Didn't they get better deals or packages for Fields, but they just kind of wanted to ship him out?
And we're probably talking like a guaranteed 5th rounder as opposed to this like 6th to 4th rounder.
Yeah.
It was more of like they wanted to do right by Fields.
What's the asterisk on that, Jim? What makes it a 4th rounder?
51% of the snaps.
He's not going to play 51% of the snaps.
I think it's a possibility.
I mean, I guess unless there's an injury.
Russ is old. But if the team is 2-3 and Russ is throwing for like 190 yards.
Yeah, and Tomlin's 3 games under 500 and wants to keep that record going.
I could see a scenario in which Pittsburgh fans are clamoring for Justin Fields, but
Pablo will tell you that Tomlin
would give it to that.
Has gone out of his way to praise Justin Fields.
Yes, he has. And the answer, I think Colin also asked too. I think the reason why they went with Pittsburgh was actually because of Justin Fields' party wanting him to go there. There were some solid offers according to a Pelissero report, I believe. But as the Bears organization said, they wanted to do him right, and they wanted to send him to a place that he wanted to go to versus just what was the best situation, what was the best deal that the Bears could get, and just they would send him wherever. So
interesting.
In a way, very interesting thing. Not something we hear all the time, but
definitely don't hear it in Green Bay. Trying to take care of their own when they're way out the door.
Player service. What is that
me.
like? What is that like? Taking care of a quarterback you've had for a couple of, and just trying to send them off where they want to go. Technically, they did do that. They did send him where they wanted him to go.
They've done that to both of those guys. Just happens to be the same destination.
Wait, no, Favre didn't want to go to the Jets.
Well,
he wanted to go to the
got
Vikings.
pushed out.
Who doesn't want to go to the Jets, baby?
Oh, man.
The gosh darn Jets.
Zach Wilson.
Jets.
Where's Zach Wilson playing? Denver?
I have no idea where he is.
He's going to be the Secretary
He's going to go to that
State.
Missouri College for Women.
No,
Mississippi University for women men's team.
Biblical college, yeah.
For the VP.
Have fun, guys.
See you guys.
All right.
It's been Rutledge and Hamilton with Pablo Iglesias. Thanks for listening.
Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine.